guitar, my brother and I sing song. Where is it?
Above you.
Right above you.
Right there. Can you turn the volume down? Well, anyway, instead of singing this song, I decided I would do a speech.
There you go.
All right. So, Julie, where's Julie?
Yes.
Julie sent me to college, so I learned how to do research.
It's all my fault.
Before I get on this speech, though,
L'chaim!
can you turn the volume down? We won't have the feedback.
Really?
So, before I just wanted to mention something about the San Diego traffic here. I don't know if you've had to deal with this or not, but the other day I was driving around and I was at a stoplight and I was behind a car. I accidentally took my foot off the brake. My car rolled forward a little bit and I tapped the guy in front of me. And I didn't think it was a big deal, but he did. So he jumped out of his car, and he was a dwarf, and he comes running back, and he looked at the damage that was done on his car. And there was none. But he looked at me, and he goes, "I'm not happy." So I said, "Well, which one are you then?" All right. Okay, so I researched. How could I be married 75 years? How could this? So I went and did a lot of research, and I found out that last year alone there were 4,153,237 people got married last year. I don't want to start any trouble. Isn't that supposed to be an even number? Anyway, growing up, my brother and I, we always sang. Mom and Dad liked to, we always sang for them. We've been to the parties where we've been singing. But we're not going to sing this time. Instead, I found out they always liked when I tell jokes. So the other day I called Joni. Where's Joni? Joni here?
Behind you.
Okay, so how long were you here, Joni? A week?
Yeah.
Joni was here a week taking care of my parents when Dad hurt himself. And it was one of the days when I called, and I asked her, I said, "You know, my dad was a milkman." And he tells this story of how he used to be out at 5 in the morning, and the women would all meet him at the door in their flimsy negligee. Like every woman wore flimsy negligee at 5 a.m. And but my dad was a milkman. So I told him this story about a milkman who was on his route. And in the morning, he knocked on the door, and a woman came to the door, and she said, "I read where if you take a bath in milk, it's good for your skin. Could you please bring me enough milk tomorrow to fill a bathtub?" And he said, "I can do that, but why?" And she explained that taking the milk back was good for her skin. And he said, "Tomorrow I will bring you enough milk to fill up a bathtub. Would you like it pasteurized?" And she said, "No, just up to my boobs." So anyway, Mom, Dad, Really? Taking a while? All right. So
I finally got it.
There.
Try the microphone
So
now.
Mom and Dad, they've been married a long time, but it didn't start off real good. I heard this conversation. My mother says, "I was a fool when I married you." And my father said, "Yes, I know, but I was in love and I didn't care." One day I heard this out. My dad was out in the garage with his mechanic buddies. He was always out in the garage with mechanic buddies. He says, "Tomorrow's my wife's birthday." And someone says, "Well, what are you getting for her?" And my dad says, "Make me an offer." But you know, my dad's very mellow. He's a mellow guy. He always says, I always let your mother have the last word. Matter of fact, he's always grateful when she gets to it. And then there's this conversation. My dad looked at his watch. Honey, we're gonna be late. We're gonna be late. This happens every time. And I would hear from the back bedroom, she would yell, my mother would yell, "Don't you ever listen? for the last hour I've been telling you I'll be ready in a minute. So I call my dad a lot. I call my parents. I'm in Toledo, so I call as often as I can. So I talk to my dad on the phone a lot. And so one day I'm talking to him out of the blue. He goes, "Someone stole our credit card." He says, Dad, you have to call that in. You have to tell them someone told. He says, "I'm not telling anybody. This guy spends half of what your mother did." And then he says, "I haven't spoken to your mother in 18 hours. 18 hours? What's wrong? Why haven't you spoken to mother in 18 hours? Well, I don't like to interrupt her." So things settled down. Things did settle down. I came home from school one day. I heard this pounding going on in my parents' bedroom, and my mother was up there above the headboard with a nail and hammer, pounding this nail into the wall. She lifted up this great big sign, hung it up there, and it said, "Marriage is a relationship in which one person is always right and the other is usually the husband." Now, I'm sure you... Got it, huh? So, we all used to go on vacations. We boating, camping, RVing. You all know we did this. We just got a brand new boat. My dad was trying it out. We were lake. What was the name of that? It was at some lake up near Bakersfield. I don't know, 100 miles east of Bakersfield. We always went to crazy places. We launched our brand new boat. Dad, for an hour, was flooring this thing, and it wouldn't go up on a plane. It wouldn't turn. It did nothing. A brand new boat. He was getting mad. Now Dad does. He never gets mad. So yeah, right. So he drives over to the marina. These two marina guys come out. They're checking out the boat, and one says, "Well, the motor goes up and down. The prop is turning. The motor's running. Everything looks great." The other guy was down underneath the boat. He comes up choking on water. He was laughing so hard. He says, the boat trailer is still strapped to the bottom of the boat." So it didn't always go smoothly on our vacation. Now, how many have been out to the high desert? Anybody been out when they lived in Palm?
Yep.
So one day, it was 110, 112. My dad got out of the shower, and he says to my mom, "Today, I'm going to work in the backyard in my birthday suit because it's so hot. What do you think the neighbors would say?" So my mom goes, "I know exactly what the neighbors are going to say. They're going to say, 'I married you for your money.'" All right, listen, I have the top 10. I have the top 10. Top 10 reasons. Top 10 rules for happy marriage. All right, here we go. Rule number 10. The woman always makes the rules. Rule number 9. These rules are subject to change without notice. Number 8. No man can possibly know all the rules. Number 7. The woman is never wrong. Number 6. If it appears the woman is wrong, it is because of a flagrant misunderstanding caused by something the man said or did. All right, rule number 8 for a happy marriage. Rule number 5 for a happy marriage: the man must apologize immediately for causing the misunderstanding. Rule number 4 for a happy marriage: the woman can change her mind any time. Rule number 3. People are agreeing then. Rule number 3, the man must never change his mind without the proper consent of the woman. Now these last 2 are very important, so everybody pay attention. The last 2 reasons for a happy marriage, the rules for a happy marriage. Number 2, the man must read the mind of the woman at all times. And the number 1 rule for a happy marriage is this: at all times, what is important is what the woman meant, not what she said. Now, I I know you all like to sing songs and join in with us. I didn't bring a guitar. I have no guitar. I thought you liked to join in on the jokes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait,
So here's your line. I'm going to give you your line, and then I'll tell you when you come in.
wait.
Wait.
Yeah, maybe they can cut the cake first, and while you're telling all the jokes, they can like cut it up in the back room, so we don't. Mom and Dad have to cut the cake at some point, so maybe we can take a break for a minute, cut the cake, and then.
4 to go.
Oh, 4 minutes or 4.
4 hours.
All right. Your line is, Nancy, your line is, and that is when the fight started.
Okay.
So when I point, let me hear it.
That is when the fight started.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. My mother was getting ready for her anniversary. My father said, "What would you like? What would you enjoy for an anniversary present?" My mom beamed and she smiled and she felt good and she said, "I'd like to go somewhere I haven't been to in a long time." My father said, "How about the kitchen?"
That is when the fight started.
There you go. So my mom was Cynthia Brown. This was a long time. This is like your second, maybe third anniversary. She says, "For my anniversary present, I want something shiny that can go from 0 to 50 in 6.4 seconds." So my dad bought her a scale.
That is when the fight started.
All right. So one day my dad was sitting there on the couch and he's watching TV and he's clicking through and he's clicking through, and mom, she sat down beside him and she said, "What's on TV?" And he's still clicking away, and without breaking a sweat, he said, "Dust."
That is when the fight started.
All right. Now, I did get a phone call from my mother. It's usually from my father, but this time I did get a phone call from my mother. She said, "I've had it up to here." So I said, "Mom, are you in a milk bath?"
Good call back. Good call back. Full circle.
She said, "No, I'm sick and tired of your father snoring in bed at night, so I bought an anti-snoring device. I think it's called a taser." I love them, you love them, we all love them.
Good job, Uncle Phil.
All right.